Quite simply, without Michelle and her team's help over the years, there is no way that my firm would be where it is today. There is no way that my team that would go from being good professionals to exceptional professionals. We needed Michelle in Pro Development to get us there. So we're in a situation where the firm has progressed from where it was pretty good, so I'm sorry for this, pretty exceptional, through the endeavours and support of Michelle and Pro Development. They became part of my business family at a time when it was critical. We had a gap, we needed it. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. It's as simple as that. Where we first started working with Michelle and her team was when I realised that I was getting spread a little bit too thin, and that this sort of team development was getting pushed further and further back. And we ended up in a situation where I've got a room full of accountants, and we've already touched upon this. And accountants can often be very, very task oriented, and getting them to put those tasks down and to consider the bigger picture was not always the easiest thing to do. So as we got bigger and bigger, and we had I had less time to exercise these things, enter Michelle and her team at Pro Development. Since then, the phrase I like to use is that they have helped us turbo boost the firm, without doubt. Because I'm a firm believer in the business family, so the business is not me. I might have my name above the door, it's not me, it's my team, first and foremost. But then secondary, we do need solicitors, we need HR, we need our regulatory bodies to help and advise and guide us. We also need business coaching and help as regards team building and team motivation. So Michelle and Pro Development became part of the Ian Walker & Co business family, and without them, we would not have been able to turbo boost the firm into where we are currently. And it is as simple as that. So without help from Pro Development, my team, not only my senior managers, my team would not be able to operate in faith. They are confident in themselves. They know exactly what their role is. They know exactly who to speak to when they have a problem, whether it be a technical problem, whether it be a working problem, team interaction problem, and they know how to get to a position of faith and confidence, not blind confidence, so that they're no longer working in fear, in doubt, in negativity. Okay. So Michelle and her team have been absolutely superb in getting us from being nerdy accountants and not really having enough time for the team development really, to get into a situation of confidence and can project better, we're better professionals. So the question is, how have we managed to do that? Well, when I was in partnership before I set up Ian Walker & Co, that partnership was commercially very successful, but we had an absolute blind spot on matters of the nature of what we've been discussing this morning. Nil. No team development. That firm went from 8 employees to 35 by the time I retired from it, which was 15 years ago, and we were two very, very separate organisations in one. Different ethos, different outlook. It broke the firm. It's as simple as that. So from that very bitter experience for me, for all of us, was a case of we definitely need to recognise when we need help. So first 4 or 5 years of the firm, probably didn't need help, there was only like 5 or 6 of us. Once we started getting to a certain number, I and my senior management team were getting spread a bit thinner, then we definitely need help. So hence, Michelle and Pro Development coming in to help. So, how did they help? Well, sessions like this, absolutely superb, opened my eyes, opened my senior management team's eyes, definitely helped us go back to the office and identify certain matters within the team that needed addressing, certain outlooks as regards how we project ourselves as a firm that needed addressing. Without the help of Michelle and Pro Development, I think we probably would have got there, but it probably take us 4, 5, 6 times longer. We could still be searching for it now. So it pointed us in the right direction. So these kind of half-day sessions, we went on a number of those, absolutely spot on. That in itself brought such positivity and such direction for the team of nerdy accountants. But then we went on to, what do we do as regards succession? How do I get my senior managers to not just be the nerdy accountants, but to become leaders and to be able to be in a situation where they can form teams, run those teams effectively, retain staff, retain clients. So we put those guys on the management scheme, basically, which Michelle and the Pro Development team exercise over a period of weeks. And if I can just take a second to look at my notes and look at what my guys reported back, they basically said it was lovely to do it across the summer, numerous off-site dates. We would start some of the sessions not knowing why on earth we're doing this as regards how it leads to leadership lessons, but by the end of the day they were empowered, they were educated, and these are things that have stayed with them still today, and they use them day in, day out. Two senior managers, both called James confusingly, one went one summer, one went the following summer. The second James would not have gone on it if the first James didn't have such a positive experience. And not only that, was confident enough the first time in his career to stand up in front of everybody and say, this is what Michelle, Pro Development and that course have brought to me. So they expressed that across our wider team, and then they expressed that across a few of our nearest and dearest clients and contacts. That was James Hilton Scott, one of my senior managers. He'd never done anything like that before. That day took my breath away. Without Michelle and Pro Development, he would never be that exceptional professional that he is, and he would never be enhanced by what he learned through that process. James Shaw, it's his turn next, he sees that. Please boss, can I do that all day long? That is an investment. The pricing of it is worth every penny. Just do it, just do it, just do it. You will be rewarded week in, week out, forever, basically. So those guys went from being, as the old phrase you say, good to great. And it's as a result of that course, and maybe a bit of encouragement from me. So that was absolutely superb. We also exercised the employee engagement. Now this process was absolutely spot on because it has to be independent. Back in my old partnership, we used to toy with this internally. Total waste of time. We did it every second year for 15 years. Total waste of time. So as a result of the employee engagement, it was not a negative process. There were some days where you had to put your big boy pants on, listen to what people were saying and consider how do we rectify it so we've got more harmony. What impressed me as the firm's owner the most as regards this process was not only this is what people are saying, let's put some thoughts together. It was the benchmarking of progress to achieve those, a better working environment and a better engagement from all the team. That benchmarking, as it states on there, went on for over 12 months. It was absolutely brilliant. It turned your mind back to the team and where we needed to improve. What we were trying to do to improve, we didn't come up with all the ideas. Michelle and her team brought those ideas to us and collectively we got the plan together. It was absolutely superb. I'll come back to it. There is no way that my firm would be where it is today without that process. That team is totally engaged. They are also fully aware that they have open, non-judgmental communication routes to me and to my senior management over matters that they may experience, whether that be client matters, internal matters, employment matters within the team. They bring them to us in an open environment. Positivity reigns. Without those two things, let alone days like this, come back to it that the firm and the team could not operate in faith. They would be in fear, they'd have doubts, they'd be concerned who to go to, they'd be worried about, I dare speak to Ian about this. Open communications. There are two rules at my firm. One is no swearing, and two is no shouting. Other than that, you can say what you like to me, you can say what you like to the wider team. That is how we operate. Without this process, and without other learnings that have come by Michelle and Pro Development, I still think we would have certain closed doors. And part of that comes back to the nature of the average accountant, which is a very insular head full of technicalities. We need to open up, we need to talk to one another. So we're in a situation where the firm has progressed from where it was pretty good, so I'm sorry for this, pretty exceptional, through the endeavours and support of Michelle and Pro Development.